A debt-free life. Sounds like a fantasy, doesn't it? But is it? Could it really be possible to live free from debt and to have a better standard of life than those who live on borrowed money? Before I begin, I want to make it clear that the Bible does not require us to live debt-free. It is not a sin to borrow money. The Bible says, "Don't charge interest when you lend money to any of my people who are in need." Exodus 22:25, Contemporary English Version. "Thou shalt lend unto many nations." Deuteronomy 15:6, and "You can charge a foreigner interest." Deuteronomy 23:20, Contemporary English Version. If borrowing was a sin, lending would be leading people into sin. So you can relax, it is perfectly acceptable for you to borrow. Having said that, however, the question is there a better way? The world looks to banks or similar institutions to fund their lives, but does it have to be the same for Christians? Aren't we supposed to be different from those in the world? I quoted Deuteronomy 15:6, "Thou shalt lend unto many nations." The full verse in the Amplified Bible reads, "When the Lord your God blesses you as he promised you, then you shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow, and you shall rule over many nations, but they shall not rule over you." God is saying to his people, which includes us as believers, "I will bless you so much that you won't have to borrow. In fact, you'll be the ones doing the lending." God repeats this sentiment in Deuteronomy 28:12. "The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow." In Proverbs 22:7, Solomon gives a warning as to why debt should be avoided. "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." Deuteronomy 28:13 in the Message translation says, "God will make you the head, not the tail. You'll always be the top dog, never the bottom dog, as you obediently listen to and diligently keep the commands of God." You can't be the top dog and at the same time be a servant to the lender. You cannot have it both ways. It's either one or the other, and you need to decide which it is that you want. Let me give you one more verse that shows that God would very much prefer you not to be in debt. Romans 13:8 says boldly, "Owe no man anything." Now you may say, but is that actually referring to money? And that is a fair question. But look at some other translations of this verse. "Keep out of debt and owe no man anything." Amplified Bible, Classic Edition. "Don't be in debt to anyone." Common English Bible. "Let love be your only debt." Contemporary English Version. "Keep out of debt altogether." J.B. Phillips, New Testament. "Don't run up debts." The Message translation. Debt is not supposed to be part of our lives, but the obvious question is, how on earth can we possibly live without borrowing money? And surely a mortgage is different, isn't it? But is it? Is a mortgage really any different than running up debts on your credit card? Sure, the amount of money is much larger, but it is a form of debt just the same. I can almost hear the reaction. "Oh, come on. You aren't seriously suggesting that someone can get a house without borrowing money, are you?" Well, why not? Doesn't God say he will supply all of our needs according to his riches in glory? Philippians 4:19. The first step in achieving debt freedom is recognizing that it is God's will for us to live debt-free and making a decision to never borrow any more money. This needs to be a quality decision that you will never back off from, no matter what. The next step is to believe God to be free from any debt you are in already. If you listen to him, God will give you strategies to achieve this. It could happen overnight, but it is more likely that it will take a while. But don't give up. Keep believing God and keep meditating on the verses I've quoted here. Getting free and staying free from debt is the first step to biblical prosperity, and the foundation for biblical prosperity is tithing. We'll post a link for our devotional on tithing in the description. The bottom line is this: You do not have to live debt-free, but you can if you want to, and God will back you all the way. You can live the kind of life described in 2 Corinthians 9:8 in the Amplified Bible, Classic Edition, and God is able to make all grace, every favor and earthly blessing come to you in abundance, so that you may always and under all circumstances and whatever the need be self-sufficient, possessing enough to require no aid or support, and furnished in abundance for every good work and charitable donation. Thank you for listening to our devotional. We hope that you have been blessed. If you have, please take the time to share it with a friend so that they can be blessed too. Also, please subscribe to our channel, click the like button, and leave any comments or prayer requests below.